Okay, let's look down the line first. One of the first things I noticed is quite a lot of fidgeting. So I think we should also have a chat and just see how sort of busy your mind and your speech and stuff is. Because ideally we want to sort of neaten up and slow this down. Mate, this golf swing is very good, very athletic, very strong, beautiful. Although the club face is a little bit closed, it's strong closed. It's really good stuff. But it's predominantly it's just untidy. It's a very athletic, very strong golf swing. So we just need to do some tidying up first, and then we can discuss how far we want to push this. But just quite a bit of fidgeting. Okay, I mean, it's all good trying to get everything right, but to me it doesn't look like adjustments. It looks like fidgeting. And then the lines are all crossed. Now you can't maybe 100% see it from here, but the club face is closed at address. Shoulders are fairly square, and then feet are a little bit closed as well. Okay, so we've got feet there, shoulders pretty square, and then club face a bit closed. It's all sort of crossed over. Okay, so feet are there. Okay, so it's all a little bit crossed over. And then from there, can't see it so much from there, but obviously quite a big, almost like a Maddie Wolf type of move in the takeaway. So we do need to discuss that as well. And then a lot of movement in this right knee as you take the club away. And then if you watch your head, then that'll affect your balance point. So then the head starts to dip a little bit. So I don't see a huge amount of early extension. Definitely the balance points are out, but there is a lot of moving parts. Okay, you mentioned position top of the backswing, so I want to discuss that. It's not a major issue right now, so we're going to do some neatening up first, and then we can discuss it, how necessary it is, and how badly you want to do it, and what are the positives and negatives of that. Change of direction, not bad. There's not quite enough separation, but it's not bad. Swing plane is absolutely fantastic. Release the club back out in front of you. The middle of the golf ball and the back of the golf ball, that's really good. Face control, face rotations under control, extension through the hitting areas all looking really good. So a lot of good stuff there, mate. Lots of good stuff. Okay, and then from this angle we can start to see even sort of other manifestations of that untidiness. I think you said this was an 8-iron, so obviously the stance width is quite wide. The balance points are not quite 100%. Ball position's a little bit forward. But most importantly, we can now see how close that club face is at address. Okay, and everything's just a little bit off balance. Okay, quite a lot of back tilt or shoulder tilt there, if you want to call it. Okay, and then here's your little Maddie Wolf move to shift weight, and you can see how that's changed. So you've actually reduced the shoulder tilt or the back tilt, but you've moved so far away from the golf ball. And obviously the ground's not level, so you're actually probably somewhere there. Okay. So it's a big lateral move. You can see almost pressing there, and then a big lateral move with the hip and the head, and then it goes even more. And then obviously from the other angle, we see the right knee and right leg active, and then we see the head dip. So these are all the moves that are creating unpredictable and unnecessary things, definitely from a ball striking perspective. Okay, so as we noticed, try and change direction as well as you can. And you do actually release the club beautifully. Really good release point, really good extension point. Okay, but I guess because of how we get there, and because of habit, there's a lot of up thrust here. So we're going to see all these angles change quite a bit. So there's the height of the sort of shoulders and chin. If we look at the height of the hips, I don't think the hips are quite as bad. So there's a lot of change there. Okay, and then obviously through the ball, really good, really powerful, really balanced. Okay, so much good stuff. Let's neaten up and start to understand things first from the setup to the trigger, to the posture, and then we will figure out what our next step is after that. But it'll definitely improve your ball striking. Okay, so from these angles, we can't learn a hell of a lot about the golf club itself. We can definitely see the same things. We can see the face very shut there. Feet's a little bit closed. Big move off the ball. Face very shut, very low along the ground in that takeaway. Then it's good. Shoulder turn, extension and width. Really good. Change of direction coming down, very good. Nice and wide. And then the little bit of up thrust there with the shoulder plane. Hey Manny, okay, thanks for the videos and yeah, for starting to get to it. So, made a lot of good things here. Okay, this is a very, very strong, very athletic golf swing. And I think this is going to be fun. I really think this is going to be fun. Basically, the reason I hesitated there is you had mentioned when I spoke to you about the position of the backswing. Okay, that is the one sort of slightly difficult technical thing that if we want to change, we would have to work through. Okay, but just to put your mind at rest right now, I don't think it's an issue. All right. Does it fully utilize your height and your leverage? No. But your golf swing is still very strong. Your core work, your footwork, and your hand work, your wrist work is very, very good and very, very strong. And your separation and extension is very, very strong. So it's all good, right? So we got lots of other stuff to do, okay? If at that time you decide, or we talk about it, we decide together, okay, look, I think we should elevate this backswing a little bit, it's going to create X, Y, and Z, then possibly that's something we can look at in the future. Okay, but right now it is not an issue at all. Alright, so I'm sure you can see through those videos, okay, a lot of good stuff, as I said, a lot of athletic stuff, but it's very untidy. Okay, very, very untidy. That is what's leading predominantly to inconsistencies, okay, especially in ball striking. Alright, I can't actually isolate one, okay, that is, say, more important and is affecting it more. Okay, it's all of it. It's just too scrappy. All right. So it does start a little bit in the setup. All right, but the trigger is a problem. All right, and then obviously the changes in height, the changes in lateral move distance from the golf ball are huge problems. Okay, and then I mean, guess the change in height, but then it's from there the change in shoulder tilt on the downswing. Okay, so we just got to not necessarily isolate one and work on them. We just got to work on this whole thing, this whole golf swing as it is, and be much neater and much more disciplined in our setup. Okay, and much neater and more disciplined in the overall movement of the body through the golf swing. Okay, so we can see those videos. As I said, the setup's a little bit out for that particular club, and we'll know more as we do a bit more work with the different clubs, but quite wide and ball position forward for such a short club. Okay, and then that leading to a little bit of dipping of the right shoulder and almost pre-setting in the left hip. Okay, and then from there, obviously a big lateral move before the club's even gone away. Club very low to the ground, all these little things. All right, but basically just untidiness. Okay, so from there, okay, then we start to react. The right leg starts to give in, the head starts to dip. Okay, so all these things are changes in height, changes in angle, changes in distance from the ball that we need to eradicate completely. All right, so it's probably come from not staying on top of it, fiddling with different swing moves, trying certain things, okay, and then before you know it, one is causing a reaction, and it's all just untidy. Okay, I must say, I like particularly the left wrist and the club face work, and I like how wide and strong the golf swing is. That stuff is really, really good. Okay, so it's posture control, body work, lateral work, footwork. That's where we're at. Okay, everything as neat as possible. Okay, so I think the hardest thing we're going to do is we're going to have to change this trigger move. Okay, this trigger move is just too pronounced. Okay, it's the same as, okay, It's the same as I start my golf swing, someone moving the ball over there, and then I must try and hit it correctly every time. Okay, I mean, it's just never going to happen, right? And you don't know with the different clubs and the different stance width and the different ball positions how much you're moving off every time. So then, how much do you try and move back? Okay, it just doesn't work, right? But as I said, it is causing that and it is causing that. So we just got to get rid of it. Okay, so trigger moves are hard to change, but because that backswing is too low and too shallow for too long, okay, I want to try this. What I'm going to tell you now is your new trigger, because then we can fix that at the same time, all right, as introducing this new trigger. Right, we will then see how that translates into control in the rest of your golf swing, okay, and then obviously a little couple of drills in between. All right, so basically what I want you to do, I want you to learn to trigger the golf club by moving the club head first. Okay? Now, obviously in the old days, low and slow, low and wide was the big sort of takeaway they taught. Okay? And obviously we do need to shift weight. Now you've kind of put those two things together to create a bit of a sloppy takeaway, right? But please understand that those things are, they're for people that start golf and they don't know what they're doing and they just pick the club up. Then low and slow and wide, is a good swing thought for the takeaway. Okay, but you can, just like anything in golf, you can overdo it. Okay, and you've just way overdone it. Okay, so what's our new trigger going to be? This is going to be the hardest part. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, I mean, it doesn't have to be a ball, but I just like a ball because it really creates a good feel and a sensation and a discipline to doing it correctly. Okay, so we're going to place a ball about a foot behind the ball we're going to hit. Maybe a touch less, doesn't really matter. About a foot behind, directly on the target line. Okay? Don't go more than a foot, okay, because you'll see why in a bit. Okay, so about a foot behind, just less than a foot, directly on the target line. Alright? And what we're going to learn to do, show you one more from this side. What we're going to learn to do, okay, is we're going to learn to hit that ball out of the way, because obviously, that's if I'm hitting this ball, right? That ball's obviously in the way when I try and hit it, right? So we're going to hit that thing out of the way by moving the club head only. So no weight shift and little or no shoulder turn. Okay? So just from this angle, so now imagine I'm hitting that ball. Okay, just from this angle. So instead of that move, okay, we're going to stay very, 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 very still. Okay, just by pivoting the right wrist, maybe a little bit left wrist for you. No lateral, no shoulder turn. We're going to use that club to move that ball out of the way. Okay? Then we're going to turn our shoulders. Keep that width that you've got. Okay, and learn to hit from there. Alright? So at first we're going to do a little bit stop-start like that. Okay, and then obviously with a bit of rhythm thrown in as you go. Okay? So that's a ball, I think, just less than a foot on the target line. The target line is slightly out to the right here. Okay? Knee sets up. Okay? Only move the handle and the hands of the club. No weight shift, no shoulder turn. Hit that ball out of the way. Okay, stop there for about a second or two. Finish the swing and hit it. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it at first. It's going to be balls rolling all over the place. Yeah. Once you've got a feel for that, okay, do it slowly but without the stop. Okay, so then you don't still hit it away, but then you don't stop there, just continue on the golf swing, right? So it's that first, then shoulder turn to finish the backswing, keep the width. Don't have to do anything else. Alright? So now this time without the stop, okay, club head first, then the shoulder turns, no, stop it nice and slowly. Yeah. Okay, so club head first. Okay. So that's how we're going to start. Now, I promise this is going to be the horrible part. Okay, you just got to drill it. First, you're going to feel very, very hard. You're going to not know where your eyes are, where the golf ball is, because you're so used to being all over the place. Okay, so you're going to feel almost, I think you're going to feel almost cramped, almost the head of the golf ball. Okay, but it should work really nicely. Okay, right. Second drill, okay, is nice and simple. Now when you do these drills, once you've tried them a few times, you've got a bit of feel, okay, please take some videos and send me so we can analyze how it's manifesting and what it's doing to the things that we're trying to fix in your golf swing. Okay? So, second drill, nice and simple. Okay, feet together. So start off really slowly, alright, and then build up speed. You should be able to get up to about 80-85% of your full distance with your feet together. Okay, once again with the feet together, obviously I'm trying to take away any of that motion, any of that motion, any of that movement. Okay, so just feet together, don't even go there. It will be very uncomfortable at first, I do understand that. You may lose your balance and fall over at first, I do understand that. You've just got to do it. Okay, just do the first few at like, whatever, 40 or 50%, okay? But hit them down the range. Okay, got a 6 iron here. Hit them down the range with 6 irons and 7 irons and 8 irons, feet together at that speed. Once you get a little more confident and take the speed up, feet stay touching. Okay, touching, right? Keep that speed up. You should, here, I still generate plenty of speed even though my feet are together. Okay. Right. Plenty of speed. Okay, and again, we're just trying to stabilize and neaten everything up. Okay, and then last drill, and please do them in this order as well, yeah? Okay, last drill. I'll show you the setup from the other side. Okay, let's get the setup for all clubs neat for now, so a little bit narrower, ball position middle, even if it's a 6 iron or whatever, just a little bit narrower than you were, not quite that narrow, a little bit narrower than you were, ball position in the middle, everything neutral for now, okay? What we're going to do, that ball there, okay, is to show me where the middle of my stance would normally be, okay? This ball here, okay, it should be outside my left foot, that's the one I'm going to try and hit, okay? So I'm setting up the club head here as if that was my ball position, but the ball I'm hitting is out there, okay? Then a little bit neutral, a little bit narrow, nice and neutral, ball position in the middle. Alright, I start my swing from there, alright, and I'm going to try and learn to go and get and strike that golf ball. Alright, so from this angle, that's the ball I'm hitting, that's the ball that's showing me what my normal ball position would be. Okay, actually there's a tee, you can use a tee, that's fine. What I don't want is, I don't want you setting up like that, you know, weird and messing everything up. You must set up neutrally, even though you're going to go hit the ball that's out in front of you. Okay, so this is the ball that shows me what my normal ball position would be. Okay, shoulders level, feet level, ball position middle. Yeah, got all that. Okay, but I'm going to try and hit that golf ball. So I start my swing from here, not from the ball. Okay, and I go and try and hit that golf ball. Oh, nice high one. Okay, and you've got to learn how to hit that golf ball when that ball position's in the wrong place. Alright, so setup is here, shoulders level, feet nice and neutral, ball position middle. Okay, but the real ball you're going to hit is out, just on the outside of the left foot. Okay, so those are your 3 drills for now. Those are the explanations as to why we are doing those drills. Okay, now you can imagine that ball position forward, if you lunge away from here, I mean, you can't hit it. You're just not going to hit it. Okay, so we're just going to teach you that. We also try to teach you how to start going there instead of there. Okay, so we're just planting seeds for the final piece of the puzzle, which is actually, you tend to hit the ball. Weight shift is great. Dynamic weight shift. Hips trying to work. Okay, but the upper body works low to high. Okay, so there's too much shoulder tilt, too much back tilt, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. Okay, but we can't fix that until we fix the other stuff along the way. Each little checkpoint. Okay, but what is the end result? We want a neater, more repeatable golf swing. Okay, you've got sloppy with your movements, your height control, and your setup. Okay, so we want everything neater so that we can learn how to deliver the club more efficiently, more often. Okay, make sense? Right, your release, how you release the golf club, all that stuff is really, 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 really good. Okay, when I had a quick first look, that little bit of excess back tilt, whatever, I presumed, okay, that you were also releasing the club a little bit early, catching it on the up, hitting it thin, where you're actually not. You're only hitting it thin because you're going that way. Alright, you're only going that way to compensate for all the other moves. Alright, so neaten everything up first, then we can get comfortable with how we want to strike the ball, angle of rotation, low point, okay, and how those shoulders tilt as we strike that golf ball. Hope all that makes sense. Okay, obviously the first video is always long and in-depth, okay, so don't get too carried away with it. You know, clear understanding what we're trying to do. Okay, neater, alright, more disciplined, more repeatable. Okay, take out all these unnecessary moving parts. That is going to be 80% of our work. Okay, and then obviously the new trigger, that's going to be the tricky one. That is going to be difficult because all your rhythm and everything and your synchronization and feel will change when you first do it. All right, so that's going to be the hard work. Okay, take some videos of doing your drills. Let me know how it feels. Okay, and I will chat to you soon. Thank you very much.